9. While tracking the story for us, Annika Larsen joins us from outside Parliament. Good morning to you, Annika. At this point, perhaps let's begin here. Do we have any information about the kind of questions that Gordhan may have to answer when he presents himself before the Hawks tomorrow?
Good morning to you, Kathy. As you said, live from Parliament, which has become very busy, in fact quite chaotic a few minutes ago with convoy after convoy of arriving. The economic cluster, we believe, is meeting this morning, and first here was the President himself, Jacob Zuma, and then the Deputy President, Cyril Ramaphosa, along with the National Police Commissioner, General Patlane. We're not quite sure what he's doing here, but these heavyweights have just arrived in Cape Town and are now meeting behind closed doors, not necessarily with the National Police Commissioner yet, but certainly the President and the Deputy President. Now, I can tell you that the warning statement which was given to 4 former SARS members yesterday include quite detailed questions relating directly to information that I would have presumed that since this investigation has been going on for some time, they would already have had. Questions such as what do you know about Operation Sunday Evenings? Why were you using Skype? What was your relationship with Gerrie Nel and Andrew Leesk, who was the lead Scorpions investigator in Jacob Zuma's corruption trial that eventually didn't actually get off the ground in 2005? But then also very specific details about the different operations they had, including one called Operation Zola Bud. So, there was a decree issued by Jackie Selebi when he was the police commissioner in 2005 saying, investigate to arrest, don't arrest to investigate. But certainly the 4 former SARS members, including the finance minister, have been asked to appear at the Hawks offices tomorrow morning in Pretoria. And this letter really is a very nice way of saying, if you come tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we won't come and arrest you at 6 o'clock in the morning in front of your wife and children. So you really are one step away from being a suspect. Now, as you've probably noticed, Kathy, the rand took a tumble, down 4% overnight as the news started coming out, as the Daily Maverick broke the story yesterday. And with me I have the Shadow Minister of Finance, the DA's David Maynier. David, what impact is this going to have on the economy? I know it's very early to tell, but right now, what are we looking at?
Well, you can already see just simply the news that the Minister is required to report to the Hawks has depreciated the currency. You can imagine the effect if the Minister were arrested. I mean, that clearly would be a disaster for the economy. It would shatter investor confidence. It could result in a sovereign ratings downgrade, and it will be a general disaster for what already is a zero growth, zero jobs economy.
My sources tell me that for context, this is really about state capture, allegations of state capture, and Jacob Zuma now wanting overarching control of state-owned enterprises. What's your take on that?
Well, I think it's clear that President Jacob Zuma and the people close to him are out to get the Minister of Finance. He, after all, is holding the fiscal line and is doing his best to prevent corruption in state-owned enterprise. And that's what it appears to me is the motive behind what we call the SARS wars.
Now, the main complainant in this case, we understand, is the SARS Commissioner, Tom Moyane. Why the friction, if you can give us this context, why the friction between Pravin Gordhan and Tom Moyane?
Well, it appears from that Tom Moyane, the SARS Commissioner, seems to be more or less aligned with President Jacob Zuma. And he, as we understand, laid the charges against Pravin Gordhan.
Very briefly, David, the timing of this. The last time that Pravin Gordhan, the finance minister, was issued with the set of questions was just before his budget speech. People were saying that was to create a lack of confidence and dent his integrity. What about the timing now? Why not 2 weeks ago, just before local government elections?
Well, it does seem remarkable that after the local government elections are completed, that suddenly the SARS Wars issue hits the front pages and the Hawks require the minister and certain other individuals to report to them this week. I do agree with you, the timing is suspicious, and it adds then to the view that the real motive here is political and to get rid of the Minister of Finance.
Thank you so much, David Maynier. That was David Maynier, Shadow Minister of Finance. And Kathy, yes, just a reminder that several reports and investigations have come out that this SARS unit was not a rogue unit. The Sunday Times retracted that wording when a new editor took over, and it was in fact a very successful unit that was really aimed at getting tax money from so-called white-collar crime and big business that were not compliant. And they were very successful in that, and in fact the unit was actually signed off by then Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan. Back to you, Kathy.
All right, Annika, that's where we'll leave it for now. Of course, we're going to get plenty more reaction from Annika Larsen.